The night it happened, the air inside the car was too still, too heavy. My wife's hands gripped the wheel, her knuckles pale against the leather. Blue and red lights swirled behind us. She cursed under her breath, forced a smile toward me, and rolled down her window. The officer leaned in, calm, almost too calm. He took her license, glanced at me, then asked me to step out. My pulse quickened. I thought it was routine until he pulled me aside, his voice dropping to a near whisper. "Sir," he said, eyes fixed on mine, "I need you to listen carefully. Do not go home tonight. Get somewhere safe." I froze. Why? He hesitated, then slipped a folded note into my hand. "I can't explain now. Just read it." When I unfolded the paper, my vision tunneled. Words scrawled in hurried ink. "Your wife isn't who you think she is. She's dangerous." We met 10 years ago at a charity gala. She was all grace and laughter, pulling me into her orbit with ease. I thought I'd won the universe when she said yes to marrying me. She was smart, charming, quick with affection. My family adored her. But love makes you blind. It softens edges that should stay sharp. Looking back, the signs were there. Her unexplained trips, late-night calls she silenced quickly, the way she always kept her purse zipped tight like a vault. At first, I ignored it. Trust is easy when you want to believe. But the note from that officer cracked everything open. That night, I didn't go home. I checked into a cheap motel, sitting in the dark with that note burning in my palm. The next morning, I drove to the precinct, asking questions. The officer had left no name, but after enough persistence, one detective leveled with me. They'd been watching her, not for speeding, for laundering money, fraud, even suspicion of orchestrating accidents for insurance payouts. And here I was, her perfect, clueless husband. Shock should have broken me, but it didn't. It sharpened me. I stopped thinking like a husband and started thinking like a strategist. She'd built a facade of the perfect marriage, the doting wife, the dream life, and she'd used me as her alibi, her shield. I wasn't going to confront her in rage. Rage makes mistakes. I was going to dismantle her, quietly, piece by piece. First, I copied her financial records. Quiet nights while she slept, her phone pressed to her chest, I mirrored her data to a hidden drive. Offshore accounts, wire transfers, names I didn't recognize. Second, I called in favors. Old college friends in banking, law, even one in cybersecurity. I didn't tell them the truth, just enough to get what I needed. Third, I played the role. I smiled at dinners, kissed her cheek in public, pretended nothing had changed. She didn't suspect a thing. Every detail she'd buried, I unearthed. Every mask she wore, I cataloged. The final proof came one evening when she thought I was out. Her voice drifted through the house, low and urgent, speaking into the phone. "He doesn't suspect. By the time it hits, he'll be ruined." That was the moment the last thread of love snapped inside me. She wasn't just lying. She was planning to destroy me. When the moment was right, I handed everything, documents, recordings, transaction logs, to the same detective who had warned me. But I didn't stop there. I made sure the board of the charity she worked with received anonymous packets, the very place where we met, their golden girl exposed. I had her name scrubbed from the joint accounts, froze cards, rerouted assets. Legally, quietly, everything was now in my control. She woke up one morning and the world she'd constructed began to collapse. It happened in our kitchen. She was barefoot, hair unkempt, staring at a frozen bank screen on her laptop. Her voice cracked. "What did you do?" I met her eyes, calm. "What you taught me." I lied. I waited. I took everything before you could. Her face went pale, rage twisting her features. For once, the mask was gone. Then came the knock on the door. 2 detectives, cuffs waiting. She looked at me as they led her away, betrayal in her eyes like I had wronged her. That was almost laughable. I watched the taillights fade as the cruiser took her. My heart didn't ache. It steadied. People ask me sometimes why I didn't leave sooner, why I didn't just walk away. They don't understand. Walking away leaves the liar whole. Exposed lies are the only justice. I wasn't just saving myself. I was reclaiming the years she stole. The officer was right that night. It was horrifying, but not the way I thought. It wasn't what he'd found on her license. It was realizing the woman I loved had never existed. And when the mask fell, I didn't mourn her, I buried her.